Somebody is in the chat. Let me know if this is working. I will be happy if somebody can let me know if the audio is okay. Yeah, I can hear myself on YouTube, which is okay. All right. No idea what is going on with this because usually this doesn't create the problems at all. Just click the button and go. But maybe I have to update the YouTube app on the phone. All right, what's going on? Very interesting moments because everything is in the air. And when everything is in the air, you're gonna be feeling it here, or like radio waves that comes in to you from different directions, from a different positions. We have some Venus at Libra. We have Pluto in Aquarius. We have the Moon in Aquarius. We have Uranus at Gemini. Those three, they are right now, is bringing the informations within us. You're feeling it in the air, and that's what this will be. A very good position is going to be as that transformations in there, because in the end of the day, we are going to have what? We're going to have the moon. It's going to be trining Venus. So the moon's passing by Pluto, who is retrograde. We are getting readjustments of the values in ourselves. What it needs to be updated, what it needs to be upgraded. What is it the new way of you have to think? And the most of all, thinking about it more like a readjustments within the intuition, to feel, to trust the feelings. Okay? And without the energies of trust and feelings, those energies, they have to become what? A new system, a new values. Why? Well, Pluto retrograde and Neptune retrograde, they are in yard with the Sun and Mercury. Okay? This is where that revaluations comes in, because you are illuminated, you are in the lights, you're finally getting at something that you never got it before, something that you are working on it. This could be for so many ways to you, because it all depends of what you are working on it, but you are getting the lights on, you're getting illuminations process, because all this, and with that yacht towards the Mercury and the Sun, this is what you're telling yourself. Mercury is communications. It's in Virgo. I'm telling this to myself. But now Mercury is with the Sun. I'm telling this to my authority, how to organize my own self. And this is going to be some very, very great energy. Particularly stay here until 11 o'clock. I'm going to be showing you, because the inner work is going to be joining and it's going to be asking for that transformation. All right. So here how it goes. 7 o'clock. We still have these energies from the yacht from overnight with Pluto. That is going to be the moon that is going to be adjoining Pluto overnight. And with that energies at 7 o'clock in the morning, ascendant, who is at 12 degrees of Virgo, is going to be pointing out there is this another yacht with the moon that is going to be at 10 degrees and the 13 degrees Saturn, both karmic rulers. It's your destiny, it's your karma, these things to happen to you. Don't blame the stars, don't blame the planets. You choose to be on this time here on Earth. And with that illuminations that is going to come in, don't forget about it that the moon and Saturn, they are both responsible for one thing. The moon is responsible to lead you, to guide you, to navigate you to what Saturn keeps, the karma. Okay? This is why the moon and the Saturn, they are the karmic rulers. Did I got my karma? Is that resonate with my karma? Did I create more karma? What is a karma? Awareness of consequences of your actions. But when you're working within the inner peace and the soul, guess what? You know that you do the good things when your soul is at peace. And now you're getting that new value from within yourself, because if the soul is not in peace, something is not done properly. And here, how you have the inner peace in the soul as a metric, a barometric tool in a way, so you can catch your own self. So the inner work is going to be with Uranus. Uranus is still trinic Pluto. Ascendant, as I said, is going to be at Virgo. We're going to feeling that what you have to be done from within our own self of new level of organizations. 8 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Gemini. That is going to be trining Venus. Venus right now, she's like, I only see some limitations. I only see a Saturn. But what it's behind the veil? What is the Saturn holds? Saturn holds secrets. Saturn is the teacher. Saturn tells you not now. You're not ready. But if you tell to yourself, I'm not ready, but you actually are, what do? You're self-limiting yourself. And now Saturn as a retrograde is like, hey, double check. Aren't you self-limiting yourself? All right, keeping it going, 9 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Cancer. This is going to be a very interesting challenge in the cardinal levels, because the inner work is going to be squaring, Neptune is going to be squaring the ascendant at Libra. What is this telling us? So from the family values, you're looking what your divisions from within yourself, and you're like, oh, I don't want to have this kind of like relationships. Yeah, but you need to understand your relationships, you choose it. But that doesn't mean they have to be the same pattern as your family. Some of you repeating that pattern because on a subconscious level. Because in a conscious level, that energy of the ascendant, it's trining Pluto and it's trining the sudden changer, Uranus at Gemini. You can flip the switch. You can change. But most of you is going to be looking at to what is familiar. And this is where you have to learn to distinguish what is a vision and what is a illusion. Because when you look into the reality, okay, you're going to find out that your relationships are in a completely different timeline than what it was in the family you grow up. Different timeline, guys. It's not the same. Don't make it the same. That is your job. All right, 10 o'clock, this is going to be again more cardinal changes in there, particularly that Venus, it is opposing Saturn, and some of the people is like going, oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. Figure out why you cannot do it. Not just going around and says like, I cannot do it. Because today you're going to be not doing it with this person. Tomorrow you're going to be like, I'm not going to do it with that person. But you're blaming the person. Well, actually is you. And this is where the ascendant points out. Ascendant is the incoming energy that has to descend, arrive. And it goes where? From Libra to Saturn at Aries. You have to look at it beyond. There's something you missed to understand. Okay? So this is going to be some trigger, because the trigger is going to be a family cause. What it could be a family cause? Maybe something is remind you of whatever happened in the family when you were growing up. Age 4, anybody? All right, 11 o'clock. The inner work is going to be at Leo. That is going to be opposing Pluto. Of course, when you put your authority over the transformations, like, oh, I don't want to change to this, I don't want to change to that. You haven't healed your wounds, and that's why you don't change. because Chiron, it is squaring Pluto and it's squaring the inner work of Leo. Do you have anything in the first degrees of Leo? This is going to be your challenge in there. That that you have to learn, that you have to heal and stop having authority over others. Just because you're Leo, that doesn't mean that you have to have authorities over other people. Okay? But the people can choose you as authority. But what kind of authority are you going to perform? Okay? Because Venus is moving into the 12th house. Venus in the 12th house. The spiritual, love, and the values, they are going to be there. And you're going to be, why I'm by myself? Why do I feel it's myself? This is temporary. It's about you to look within yourself. Okay? Yes, it's going to feel like you are by yourself, but that energy is going to change. All right, 12 o'clock. The inner work is going to be at Leo sextiling Venus and trining Saturn. This is going to be some one of those later energies. As have you done the proper growth within your own self? Have you got into that position? Ascendant is going to be at Scorpio. This is going to be some really big divine research. Okay? Uranus from Gemini points towards Scorpio, and Neptune points towards Scorpio. But the whole energy is starting from Pluto, it's going into Mercury and the Sun. Your transformations of the one authority and the will be leading into see and clarity the visions of what has to be changed. Can you imagine you're working at this project and this production line and it's got so many pieces and you're like, okay, everything is set up, and you push the start button, it doesn't work. And now you start thinking, why it doesn't work? What this tells me? There is something is beeping back there. Let me see what it is. And it's beeping and it says safety guard number, whatever it is not being plugged. So you go, you find the cage, it's open. You close the cage, the safety switch is made. You go back there, you push the button, and the whole thing starts working. This is what the part of the illumination is, to figure out where the actual issue is and correct it. Okay? And correct it. And that it's going to be coming out and it's going to be coming and leading into what? A certain changes. Yes, there's going to be a change. The line is going to be working. All right? Okay, 1 o'clock, the inner work is going to be with the Sun and Mercury. This is where you really going to talking to yourself. But now that talking to yourself, it's pointing to where I am going in life. A lot of the people trying to figure out where are and what they are going to be. Are you connecting to the universe and let the universe guide you? Can you trust it in that? Outside source to trust in you, right? But when you begin to awaken, okay, what is happening to you? The energies is telling you where you need to go and they're never wrong. So you learning how to trust in those energies. But when you put your visions in there and it's like, oh yeah, I got that visions, it should be okay. And the things are now okay. Do you asking yourself, where are the things going? And who is in control? Okay, if you think you're bigger than the universe, God blesses your soul, but that doesn't happen in there. All right, so this is where the ascendant that's going to be at Scorpio is going to find that blockage from Saturn. It's going to be like, he cannot do these things. Universe is the ultimate creator. You're living in the universe. And you're living in the universe. Why are you going to go against the universe? This is like the cancer cells. Do you know that the cancer cells in the body, okay, they are created by you. And since they contain information created by you, the immune system cannot attack it because it thinks itself. But by you going against the universe, you are like that cancer cell. Why would you do that to yourself? All right. 2 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Virgo. This is going to be some lots of organizations that comes in. Right now, you're looking into who? To the intuition. You're looking to the moon, right? The moon just passed in. She is at 14 degrees, right? She is trining Venus. She is sextiling Saturn at 13 degrees. And right now, she's acting the mediator of resolving the conflict with the new updates into the system. Imagine your computer doesn't work and all you needed is an update of software. And guess what? You did the update of the software and all of a sudden your computer continues working flawlessly. No problems, no issues. Right? So that's what the moon is going to be. The moon is going to come in. It's like, hey, you need to do update. All right, 3 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Libra. Very beautiful energy for those who are following the path within the relations. Whatever relations, you need to understand every relations has some issues. Your issues may be the lack of the visions. Oh, I don't see it. Yeah, but it's there. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's not going to work. Yeah, but it's meant to work. But you don't listen to the divine. Here's what I'm talking about and what I mean by that, and astrologically wise. Okay, so the inner work, it is trining Uranus and Pluto, and then the inner work, it is squaring Mars. But ascendant and the moon are in divine energies with Mars. Who knows the secret that learns of that illuminations? The moon, the moon. The moon waits for you to have a makeup, that warrior within you to create actions, right? But since that actions has to come from the values, the moon already is passing the values to who? To Venus. To have the proper internal relations that's going to be lead to external relations. Don't forget about it that Venus is a personal planet, not collective. All right, 4 o'clock. The inner work is going to be with Venus. We talked about in there. Ascendant is going to be at Sag with the true Lilith. This is where the truth right now it comes in. Oh, I got it. Oh my gosh, this is the truth. This is what I've been feeling. Oh, this is what it was, and that, and all of a sudden it's like, oh God. Thank God for these revelations. Oh, this is very beautiful. This is what the energy is going to come in. It tells you. You doing and following the right path, the right things happening. And here's why did that happening. What causing it was you. Okay? All right? 5 o'clock, the inner work is going to be at Scorpio. Again, this very interesting interchange yachts, which is they starting from Pluto, they go into the Sun and Mercury, they challenging the Neptune. Neptune is sending to that investigations. Now you're investigating it. How did I get here? How do I feel everything so deep? And from that energy of so deep, it's going into Uranus. You already learn how to trust the deep feelings within you. And I don't know if you did your homework from yesterday or not, but the ascendant, it is almost the second degree of Capricorn. Did you find the first 3 degrees of Capricorn? The Sabian symbols, did you read them? Nobody replied anything about it. You want to know information sometimes, you have to go deep, okay? Because those first degree of Capricorn, they're important, particularly the second and the third. They're talking about embodiment of the soul. If you don't understand the embodiment of the soul, that is when the soul is happy. into the human experience. All right, 6 o'clock. This is gonna be the inner work. It's gonna be at Scorpio. You're looking at that depth of the work that it needs to be done, as the ascendant is gonna be at Capricorn, squaring Saturn and squaring Venus. If you don't do the value of the work in there, how are you gonna do the work? Do you love the work when it's not joyful? It's the same thing within you. Why you don't have the joy? What happened to your joy, to your happiness? Where did that go? Did you limitate yourself? You did not like what is? You don't like what it's out into the society. And then, what is it, the things from within you? How do you feel? And here it's that the Venus is looking to the moon, and it's like, what's happening? Look yourself, limitations, expand. This is what I'm giving you, these new values, so you can expand. You don't have to think 1, 2, 3. You can think 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now you can do a better math, but it's still more math to do. But let's not overwhelm. Learn this. For those of you who learn and who wants to know more, for some of you, this is going to be some very fast, very quick, very rapid. It's just like pouring. This is where the awakening, when it comes in, the energies of awakening, you just, you understand things. You have like internal library, and all of a sudden this energy is telling you everything, and you're like, okay, I trust it, but let me research. You do a research, and you're finding the same information, and now you understand. You were able to tap it in to the universal energies that comes in and they work with you. And now you are looking, how did I change to this? And Pluto is like, because you change your belief system, to change your values. Okay? Change your values. 8 o'clock, the inner work is going to be with the true Lilith. That's going to help. Venus is going to be sextiling Venus and the moon. The moon is still supporting Saturn into Venus issue. This energies continue comes in, right? Very beautiful, innovative moments that comes with us. Ascendant is in Pisces. This is where you're looking the perspective. After you evolve, how do you feel in a soul? And if you haven't evolved, why not? And if you evolved, what is it, the next thing you need to do? Usually this is happening internally inside when you finish your lifetime and you're asking yourself, how good things that I did and how things that I didn't do. But I can prepare for my next coming around, what I'm going to do. But if you're happy of what you did and you can put your head in the pillow, that is going to be some counting as an inner peace. That inner peace is going to come in and asking, did you enjoy your spiritual experience in the body? This is going to be, as the inner work is going to be already pretty much at the 4th degree of Capricorn. Okay? While the ascendant is with Saturn. Saturn would hold the occultic information. Why did this happen? How did that happen? And right now it's like, okay, well, the things doesn't happen that very well. Why did they not happen that very well? Why did it not happen that very well? What that is, right? Limits, self-limits. Where is your Saturn in your chart? How is it related to the current Saturn? If your Saturn is in your chart, where it's the limits in there, right? If that is in Gemini, how many friends do you have, right? So you have to look, and if you need some help, help is always available to you. 10 o'clock, Inner work is going to be at Capricorn. That's going to be a T-squaring right now. Venus, you're working it with that heavy issue. Yeah, but that heavy issue is telling you that the only way you can resolve it, because the only other aspect in there is through the intuition, through the focus of change of informations. Imagine you're trying to get an information straightforward, and it says like, no, you cannot. There is no enter. So you find the back door, but there is no back door. There is actually your intuition. It's like, I know what that is, because the intuition knows how to enter. Okay? And now the intuition is like, oh, I understand what the reason for this conflict. My own self-inflicted limitations. As the ascendant is going to be a Taurus, you're going to be wondering about how I'm going to make money, how I'm going to make the work deal, how I'm going to be making it the survival of this world. You have to find different ways. Okay? You have to find a new, different actions is going to be required, because the ascendant, it's going to be squaring the moon, and it's going to be squaring Jupiter. Okay? It's going to be squaring Jupiter. All right, and 11 o'clock, the inner work is going to be with Pluto. And Pluto is going to be like, hey, how is the updates doing here? How is that illuminations for you? How is everything that goes on? Are you happy? Did you enjoy it? Is everything was good? Because the way I look, okay, if you did your job, we are going to let you go forward and do forward. You didn't did your job, you're not going to be able to perform according to your destiny. Why? Because the Sun and Mercury, it is opposing the North Node. You're still feeling good in your own comfort zone, but nothing in a comfort zone grows. Okay? So if you're sitting comfortably and you're just, I'm not worried about it, right? At some point you will worry about it. At some point you will understand this. And that's what the illuminations of Pluto is. Change now. I will give you this self-reflections. I will give you this upgrades. I will give you this new operation system. All you have to do is work that out. And with that energy and the new level of belief system, that is going to be a coming in to the self-thought. And from there, you have to learn to navigate the visions that were given it to you. But at the same time, you have to remove what? The illusions. Self-inflicted illusions. Things that you thought there is a truth, but has nothing to do with the reality. Because Neptune is retrograde in Aries. Okay? For some of the things, you did these things from within you. And this is where you are going to be looking at of what? The ascendant, the incoming energies. The ascendant is together with Uranus. Okay? In Gemini, it is squaring the Sun and Mercury. Right? Those sudden changes, there was not just sudden changes. There was a changes with purpose. You to begin to feel the energies, to feel it, the world with the energy, with different level. All right? So that's what it is. And you upgrading your values. All right. So that's what it was, the astrogravitational report. And I'm going to be giving you for tomorrow, 27th, at 7 o'clock in the morning, how the energies will be. Well, the moon and vortex is going to be open up the spiritual world. 7 o'clock in the morning, vortex is at 21 degrees, the moon is at 23 degrees. She's still going to be trining Venus, okay? But right now she's beginning to what? Sextiling the 27 degrees. Dark moon Lilith. Not the true Lilith, the dark moon Lilith, at 27 degrees of Gemini. What is this programming that comes in from the humanity? Where did I learn this? How was supposed to be, and so on and so on. There's something new has to be changed. Maybe I am the change. Maybe I need to spoke into the publicity and see that. Okay? But for that, we're going to be talking more about tomorrow. All right, guys. So thank you so much for coming in, for the clicks, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and thank you for the audio. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but I will be going and doing some research on this. So make sure that when you click, you're here and you're watching it, everything is going to be beautiful. All right, guys. Much love, and I'll see you tomorrow.